Dominic Barton was born in Uganda on the 14th of September 1962. At the age of 7, his family moved to British Columbia, where he grew up and eventually attended the University of British Columbia, earning a degree in economics. He was then awarded a Rhodes Scholarship in 1984, studying at Brasenose College at Oxford, earning a Master's of Philosophy in Economics. After finishing at Brasenose, he worked at N.M. Rothschild & Sons as a currency analyst for under a year. Barton worked for most of his career at McKinsey & Company, a leading global consulting firm known for its secrecy. Barton first took up a job as a management consultant for McKinsey, working at their Toronto office. He continued that position for 11 years, until in 1997, when he moved to Korea at their office in Seoul, eventually managing the office from 2000 to 2004. In 2004, he was appointed to Chairman of Asia for the company and relocated to Shanghai. And finally, in 2009, he was appointed to the position of Global Managing Director of the firm. Upon his appointment to the role, McKinsey stated that Barton, quote, has focused on financial sector reform, governance in the public and private sectors, and globalization, unquote. During his time as head of the company, the firm had many controversial dealings. These included a corruption scandal in South Africa, insider trading through an affiliate organization in the U.S., and consulting for a Canadian pharmaceutical company that engaged in improper accounting and predatory price hikes. Additionally, they advised several pharmaceutical companies such as Purdue Pharma on opioid sales, eventually settling in court for around $600 million for their role in fueling the opioid crisis. During his time at McKinsey, he also played an influential role in Canadian policymaking. He was a member of the Advisory Committee on Public Service under Stephen Harper and a member of the Global Commission on Internet Governance from 2014 to 2016 at the Center for International Governance Innovation, CIGI. The CIGI is an institution founded by Jim Balsillie, who is responsible for reorganizing the Canadian Institute of International Affairs into the Canadian International Council in 2007. Barton was also the chair of the Canadian Advisory Council on Economic Growth. In one report from 2017, it advised the Canadian government to, quote, ensure significant private sector leadership, investment, and involvement, unquote, as well as, quote, create additional pools of growth capital, including a private sector-led growth fund to support established high-impact firms, unquote. After finally leaving McKinsey in 2018, he soon after became the Canadian ambassador to China, using his connections to them to eventually allow for the release of political prisoners Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor. Many were surprised by his appointment to the role as ambassador, as he lacked political experience. He stepped down a few months after the Michaels' release in December 2021. Directly following his diplomatic position, he returned to the world of business, where he is now the chairman of the resource giant Rio Tinto, as well as the chairman of the management board for Leapfrog Investments. Dominic Barton also holds many organizational ties. He is still close with the Rhodes Trust, being a member of its founders' circle. He was also a senior trustee at the Brookings Institution, a member of the World Economic Forum, and participant in both World Bank and International Monetary Fund meetings. At an interview at the Said Business School at Oxford, Barton mentioned two of his mentors. The first, Ron Daniel, is a member of Brookings Institution, Rockefeller University trustee, and the Council on Foreign Relations. And the second, Ron Davis, is a member of the World Economic Forum's International Business Council. Barton also co-wrote an article with Lynn Forrester de Rothschild named The Case for Inclusive Capitalism. The article had the subtitle, There is no contradiction between delivering high returns to investors and addressing society's most pressing unmet needs. He clearly holds a globalist, idealist perspective, being a proponent of Klaus Schwab's theory of stakeholder capitalism, and has been quoted saying, we have a lot of global issues that don't have global institutions to deal with them.